Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv and welcome to the Friday Night Social. And this being the first anniversary of when we first introduced the Friday Night Social, which was something we were going to do for a couple of months. And that was it. It was, if you remember, a year ago, we'd just gone into lockdown and we thought, right, what we're going to do? And we need to get everyone together. And this is going to be a crap couple of months. And we set up the Friday Night Social for this reason. But it's turned into a year. And because of the feedback and everything, we've just continued it. I think we had about 4 weeks off at one point. But other than that, people have just absolutely loved the Friday Night Social. It's been the highlight of the week on mcfcfantv and for us as well. So enjoy tonight. We've got tons and tons of guests on and loads of questions to get through. So if we don't get through all of your comments and things, please don't be offended, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 7 of us on tonight, and we are going to go jump in, jump out. You'll see different guests on there. So first up, I'm going to bring in Kurt. How are you, mate? You okay?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Sorted this out during the week. It's not too bad for doing it myself. I think it'll be all right. It'll get me through until it's done. I don't know how long it is, like 3 weeks or something like that. I can't really remember. But yeah, I'm great, mate. How about yourself?
Yeah, good, thank you. We've got Chris on. Chris, what are you on tonight, mate?
I'm on the beer tonight, Andy.
The Moretti?
Yes, the Moretti. Keeps tradition.
There you go.
Just opened another one, mate. Yeah, yes, it could get messy.
It'll probably get very messy, especially since we've got this guest on as well tonight. Sir Alan, how are you?
I'm all right. Are you? How's everybody?
Yeah, very good. How's back in Melbourne, I see?
Yeah, back at home, back in Melbourne. Went back down to Hobart for Easter, but that's it. So yeah, everything's back working and getting stuck into things. So
nice one. Well, we've got his cohort on as well. Ross, how's hashtag delicious, hashtag Gabby one goal, hashtag lasagna, hashtag Bellend, hashtag Ross. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. You missed hashtag Alan's dolls. But yeah,
oh no, is that a new one? I've missed mate, that one.
All I can say is you guys just wait for the border control episode to hit ITV4, because it's a
and we've also got Tom's like that, covering his ears up. City Chip is like that. Don't be talking like that in front of my son. How are you doing, mate?
I'm very good, very good. You know, I must say congratulations to everybody in the chat last night. We got it right. We got the prediction right. We said Borussia Dortmund and we got them. So, you know, exciting times and another good vlog hopefully this evening. So, yeah, good to be on with you guys, especially making a rare appearance on the Friday Night Social now.
You are, because normally you're doing this. It's Thursday night, Tom, isn't it? TNT.
Yeah,
TNT. And if you haven't seen it, go over and watch it. Tom's vlog last night, loads of questions and talks about the potential draw. And the guests, everyone's been asking, where is he? Well, he's here. It's Martin. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, I have no idea who you are. What it says, what's going on?
You all right? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
Very good.
Glad to be on.
No, it's good to have you on, buddy. So, guys, what I'm going to do is, like I said, there are lots of questions tonight. We've got 7 people on. You'll see me, Chris, Tom, all of us will be nipping in and out because we want to just keep it to 4 people on the screen for each particular question, and others can chip in with comments. And what we've also got to do is try and read some of your comments out as well. But just to give you a quick brief before I say hello to everyone, we're going to talk about the Champions League draw. Obviously, Kurt's going to run that one. Then Alan's got a couple of really good questions that I've been dying to ask in the last couple of weeks, and we've just, for whatever reason, run out of time and not been able to. So we're going to talk. One of them is about Champions League and about False 9. The other one is about Sergio and his new contract. We promised we would talk about it. We didn't do it last week. But we're also going to talk about Haaland. And obviously, it works in nicely because we've been drawn against Dortmund. Then Ross has got a quick fire 10 questions, and it's simple. yes or no, one-word answers. We're going to go around the room with that one. I'm going to come back at some point, and I'm going to talk about and reply from a Man City fan channel with regards to Mark Goldbridge's comments about Man City. Yeah, not something I normally do, but I do think it's something that needs addressing, certainly with the absolute bullshit that he was talking the other night. And then we've got viewer questions. We're going to pick 2 main viewer questions. Don't forget, you can still put them in the community chat right now. If you want it read out and we choose one of the 2, then you've still got a chance to put those questions in. There'll also be some prizes tonight. Best comment, funniest comment, and best question of the night. And there'll be some Man City prizes winging your way if the guys choose you for that particular one. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's anniversary. Have a laugh. But let's just get into the comments very quickly before we move on to the Champions League draw today. So Scott Williams says, have a great show, guys. A big thank you to everyone for the last year. You don't know how much it's helped lots of people. Big respect and thank you. Yeah, it's one of the things, I mean, me and Chris spoke about it today, didn't we? And it's one of the things that we've had so many emails since we started running the Friday Night Social, obviously with lockdown, from people saying how it's helped them through and how they're looking forward to it and those type of things. I mean, we've done nothing different, but all we've done is just provide an opportunity for City fans to have a laugh like it's your mates in a pub and on a Friday night, and hopefully it's got some people through. So I do appreciate you all joining us. Top show, says Ray Firmly. Thank you very much. Carl Doggo says hi. Linny says Friday night with your City mates, can't beat it. Well done, Andy and the boys. Thank you very much. Charlie Everett says, hi guys, I wish I knew about Man City Fan TV earlier, because this is the highlight of my week in lockdown. All the laughs and funny stories that we all have. Joined in October and I loved every minute. Thank you very much, Charlie. We've loved having you on, buddy. Hi guys, says Adam Quinn. Michael's on. Hi Andy, and on the Friday Night Social. Happy first anniversary to the Friday Night Social. Brilliant idea from the Man City Fan TV. Look forward to a good show as usual. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Pete. Ryan Corrie's on. You can always join us, Ryan, if you want to jump on. Sean Foggins says hi. Simon, hello, Mr. Corrie. Not seen you in a long time. We've not seen him in a long time. Happy anniversary. Thank you. You'll reckon it's 3-1 to City. Usually just doing other things. Try to remember to pop on when I can. Nice to see you on, Ryan. There you go. Mingy Wong's on. Hi there. Hello, says Ryan. Peter Gressley says, evening, guys. How are you? Dukes is on. Whoa, he's happy. Martin is back. There you go. Dukes is very happy. Martin is on. Charlie says, hashtag Chris Facts. Yeah, there's been a few of those been published on social media. Chris can plant trees in his mind. Ivor's on. My sleeping pills ain't working, so I thought I would come here and listen to this dribble. Thank you very much, mate. And hopefully we'll see you back on social media, Twitter in particular, when your ban is up. Disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful by Twitter. Neil Hanstock says the FNS is like going out without going out. Up. He sounds like Mickey Flanagan. It's the going out, not going out show. Hello, Chris, Tom, Kurt, Martin, Ross, Allen, Andy, full house, absolutely. Uzar has put a super chat in there, a pound. Thank you so much, Uzar. Really do appreciate it. And if you do put a super chat in tonight, we guarantee you we will find time to ask the question of the guys. That we do promise. So if you want a super chat and you want a question, remember, we're only going to choose 2 random questions, and they're probably going to be from the community chat on the YouTube channel. Can get my words out. So you can still got time to put the questions in. But if you put a super chat on here, we'll definitely ask the question of the guys. Duke says, happy anniversary. Alex says, hello, evening. Charlie, Tom, top show yesterday. There you go. Who else have we got? Tyrone, sup, boys? How are you, Tyrone? Who else? Let me just go down. Ronnie's on. We're not out. We are not out. Yeah, we're not out, mate. Thank you, Charlie, mate, says Tom. And nice top, Andy, Michael Feeney. Well, ironically, me and Alan had the same top on just before we went live, and I made him change it because I didn't have time. and he actually changed it in front of us. Can you believe it?
Oh,
In front of us, we had to turn it off. It was just not acceptable. My super chat went to nudeinpublic.com. City Chip is on evening, lads. Thanks for looking after my lad, including Sir Alan's Wild Goose Trail to Ramsbottom. You're more than welcome. He's been absolutely brilliant on the channel. CM City says, evening, everyone. YMM3 says, thoughts on Champions League draw? Leads us on nicely, YMM3, and that is what we're going to talk about first. And this is over to Kurt. You'll see some of us come out of the chat and some of us come back in. But I'm going to leave two people in. I'm going to leave Tom, I'm going to leave Martin, and I'm going to leave Ross in this one. And who did I say? Me and Chris. Me and Chris will remove me and Chris from this one.
And Alan.
And then I will bring you back in. I will bring you back in to have your says as well. So over to you when I leave.
All right, now we got rid of them. We can have an old chinwag. But before we do, we had a super sticker from, I think it's Iota Fist Thompson, that wasn't read out earlier. Thank you very much for that. I know I just wanted to make sure that was read out. But obviously, we saw this morning in the Champions League draw. Obviously, they draw the whole bracket phase now in the one draw. We got Dortmund, as me and all the boys in the chat yesterday, along with Tom, predicted, and we take those Ws. And in the next part of the draw is obviously Bayern Munich PSG, the winner of that. So we know our way. It pretty much seems like a German route to the final in Istanbul, I believe. For me, I'm really happy with the draw. It's the team I wanted out of what teams were left, and onward and upwards for us. Like, I'm not too worried about the leg after that, because, as I said, we always got to get through the leg. We were in this situation last year where we were looking at Bayern Munich in the next round, and we didn't get through the round to get there, and with Leon, which was my debut. It was the first time I was on, so it's almost a year now. So hopefully we don't have a messy one with that one again. But I want to get your thoughts on the draw. And obviously me and Tom spoke about it a little bit last night on the chat. But what are your thoughts now that actually happened and we did end up getting Dortmund, mate?
Yeah, I was happy with that. Obviously, at work, I was driving around in my little mobile with it on BT Sports. And yeah, I was when it came out, I was happy with it. Like I said last night, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And if we want to make it a Champions League to remember, you look at Dortmund, they're a good side. Every team's at this stage for a reason. Even Porto would have been a difficult one because they've beaten Real Madrid, Juventus. So it's going to be a tough tie. I believe that we've got the upper hand on it personally, because look at the form that we're in at the moment, and I think if we go and play our game and don't overthink it, keep the tactics that we've kept for the majority of the season, and I think we should be all right.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I would have liked Porto, but we had him in the group stage, so I wouldn't have liked him to get him in the knockout game just because we've already had him this season. But going on to your initial thoughts, Martin, I know that's obviously hello, mate. It's absolutely, we've all missed you, and it's a pleasure to have you back on and whatnot. But what are your initial thoughts? I know we spoke earlier on the phone for a little bit, but what's your initial thoughts on getting Dortmund, and what's your initial thinking?
I'm quite happy with it because it means we can negotiate with Haaland a lot easier now. We've got to 2 games where we can get in and get it negotiated. I'm quite happy with it. The good thing is as well, as people said today, the game afterwards as well, I'd rather have Bayern over 2 legs than in one leg of, a one-legged final. Get them over 2 legs. But Dortmund, it's going to be a hard game. Anyone you get in the last 8 is going to be hard. To win this competition is never an easy thing to do. No matter what my personal thoughts are, which I think everyone knows now till the blue in the face. Would I love to win it? Yeah. Am I bothered? No. But Dortmund, good team. But at least if we do win it this time, no one can bitch and moan and say we've had it easy and we've had an easy draw and everything else like they're going to do. And if we do win, at least some of these will get to go Leroy for 3 weeks afterwards, which would be good for him. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the draw. I'm more than happy with that draw. I prefer them than an English club.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That was my one. The only thing I really asked for, I said, please just don't draw us with an English side. And being on the bracket that's completely opposite to the other English sides, we're only going to face one if they end up getting to the final and we get to the final. So it's really good. But I thought Chelsea and Dortmund seem like the dark horses of the competition, the ones that people are probably going to write off a little bit, but probably going to be a bit more tricky than people give them credit for. But I agree with you. It's probably quite a favourable draw. Oh, of course. We'll sing out for our boy himself. We'll all sing out for a boy himself. But moving on to Ross, what were your initial thoughts of obviously getting Dortmund in the draw itself, mate?
Yeah, I think it's a really tough draw, right? You know, and even if we get through Dortmund, we've definitely got the toughest draw. So to Martin's point, if we do go on to get to the final, no one can say it's been an easy route. I'm looking ahead and being optimistic. And the one thing I don't want to happen is if we do win the next 2 games, I just would hate to get Liverpool in the final. I just think so. I'm the other way. I would have preferred to have got an English club early, and if we go out, we go out, because getting beat off one of them in the final, I think, well, I'd be heartbroken. I don't think I'd ever get over it. So anyway, that's being optimistic and then a bit of a downer. But yeah, I think it's a really tough draw. I know there's loads of rumours that Haaland.
Is that you buzzing, Ross?
No, Alan, can you just go on mute? Oh, there you go.
He did it again.
He's a silent muter as well. He tries to do it so no one notices, but we get the icon, mate. So
Alan, it's just 2 hours, mate. Just give it a rest for 2 hours and talk about football.
We're going back to the other stream, aren't we, mate? It's just like a time warp.
Alan, you're on the wrong one again. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I think
sorry, mate.
I think it's a really tough draw, and I know there's this about Haaland's banned. He's not banned, that yellow card thing. I don't think that's true. He's going to play. The other thing as well, get past these and potentially then play Munich. And I think another thing that happens to City a lot, past players come back to haunt us. So yeah, I mean, am I happy with the draw? I didn't really care about who we got, but I just think it's really tough. And like I said, the Liverpool and Chelsea bit scares me a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy to see that side of the draws. Obviously, on strength of the squads, you'd say is obviously the weaker half of the draw, and so we got the stronger side. But like a lot of people's sentiment is, if we're going to win it, we've got to beat these sides, and if we beat these sides and do win it, then we deserve it, and no one can really say any otherwise. So I think that's a really good thing about the draw. But I believe it's going to be played, probably still be played in a neutral stadiums, I believe. So that might have an effect on the game itself, but who knows? But what are your initial thoughts, Chris, when it comes to Dortmund and the draw itself?
Well, I think Der Spiegel will be going crazy if we knock out Gladbach, Dortmund, and then Bayern Munich straight after. They'll be, they won't be. I don't care about Champions League. I really don't, mate. Yeah, I think it's a good draw. It'd be great to see Haaland against City, see how he copes with Ruben and Johnny Stones. I'm sure those two will play. I've seen a little bit of them this season. They're all right going forward. I don't think they're much at the back. I think we should be all right against Dortmund, if I'm honest with you. But, I'm more interested in the FA Cup, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I'm worried about the weekend. But this is the Champions League segments, and obviously the draw was tonight. And I know a lot of people are really excited about the draw. I think what's going to be scary for us going into Dortmund, just looking at it tactically, they are a very good counter-attacking side. And even if they're in bad form, they've got players that can hurt you on the other end of the pitch. So it's about doing the job. But like I said, it's the team I want, and I was very, very happy to get them. But keeping the man waiting, Alan, what was your thoughts on us getting Dortmund and the bracket and draw itself, mate?
Well, I was watching it live last night on the television, on Optus last night, and I was praying we wouldn't get Liverpool, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what it is, but something that always tells me when we play Liverpool, we always do badly. But I know they've not done so well this year, but in the Champions League, they've performed pretty good, to be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you, Dortmund I was happy with. I did have a smile on my face. I thought, well, we can have a look at Haaland. But the semi-final, if we get into the semi-final, we've got probably the two best teams, I think, apart from us. in Champions League to play in the semis. If we beat them, I'll be honest with you, I think we'll be playing Liverpool in the final. I think Liverpool will wipe the floor with Chelsea and they'll wipe the floor with Real Madrid, so don't rate Real Madrid anymore. So it'll be Liverpool in the final. If we have to play them, we have to play them.
You're on mute, Andy, if you didn't realise. I personally think it's going to be Chelsea from that side of the bracket, but that's just my initial thoughts. But either way, looking forward, it's going to be three German sides in a row. Not nice for just different variation of countries, but hey ho, what can you say? As I said, I can't say any more times. I'm really, really happy to draw. But Andy, I know you're not the biggest Champions League fan, and I know you don't get super excited for these games. But what were your thoughts on the draw, the bracket, and the Champions League itself?
I wasn't fussed. I'm all with any of these. It's not about the fact that I'm not fussed about Champions League. I am, of course, I want City to win.
Yeah, of course.
It's a cup competition. I want City to win a cup competition, and that doesn't matter whether it's the Carabao, the FA Cup, or the Premier League. And the Champions League is just another cup competition, so I want us to win it. As for the draw, I'm always one of those that if you're going to go through and win it, you've got to beat the best teams or any team that you get in there. I don't believe in this or an easy ride, because I think Chelsea have got Porto. They could beat Porto. And then who's the other teams? Two teams they can get?
Madrid and Liverpool.
So Liverpool could easily beat Chelsea, so could Real Madrid. And then the Porto fixture is irrelevant in it, really, because you get through to the quarters or you get through to the semis. You don't get into the final. If you don't win it, then you got through to the final and you didn't win it. It's like it's irrelevant. So for me, we have to just go through and just play whoever we play. It's Dortmund. It's going to be exciting, only purely with the hype, which question is coming up later, is about Haaland and seeing Haaland, see how he does against #delicious, and see how he does against proper defence, because the Bundesliga isn't the best. I know he's done it in Europe at other teams, but yeah, we'll see. That's all I've got to say on it. I'll be honest with you. I'm more interested in us carrying on winning in the Premier League. But that's what
I definitely get that. And finishing off with the main man himself, Chainsaw Charlie, Statman Chris. He goes by many names. Unless I've already gone to him and I'm just going crazy, then I'd love to ask you what your thoughts on it were, mate. Unless I'm already done this and I'm just repeating myself. Yep, thought so. As soon as I started saying it, I was like, I've already spoken to this, mate. Someone revving
That's one big doll. Go on, Chris.
No, I've done it. I've already said it about.
No, I spoke to him earlier. It's because the cameras moved.
Yeah.
I lost my train of thought, and then I started.
Oh, it's all right. Don't worry about it. We're all gonna get lost.
I'm more worried about Barry outside trying to do his engine up. You know what I mean? Like,
was that you?
Yeah, I live right opposite shops and a pub, so it's got a one-way car park. And on Friday nights, all the drifters come by and think they're on Fast and the Furious or something, mate.
Well, listen, I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna bring Alan in. I'll take me out, and I'll bring Ross in. Okay, because we're gonna move to the next question. So I'll bring. There you go. I'll bring Alan in. I'll take me out, and I'm gonna bring Alan, Ross, Chris, and Martin about the false nine in the Champions League. So Ross, you can come in and I'll be coming out. All right.
Like the magic roundabout there.
Yes.
As we're going.
This is your question, Alan.
It is, yeah. I thought about this. Obviously, we've got all the debate about obviously having a striker all season. We never really had one. And then when we've got strikers fit, we've had a mixture of form in the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm going to ask this question. If Man City were playing Champions League final this Sunday, would you go with a false nine or would you go with a preferred striker? And I don't know what the hell you three are laughing at, but I need to know what is going on here.
I'm saying, hurry up, ask your question, then mute your bloody thing because you're buzzing like a bloody rabbit.
Right. I want to know if Andy's tick this is adults only.
No. So I repeat, if we were playing the Champions League final this weekend, would you go with a false nine or would you go with a preferred striker? And we'll go with Martin first.
False nine, because I think that's the way we play best at the minute. I think the way he's I hate to say this. I think false nine, when we play the false nine, we look the most dangerous, we look the most fluid, and we look the most interchangeable as well. That's what I like with this false nine. They can literally switch around the three of us, or around the three at the front all the time, and I like that. And it keeps the opposition guessing all the time. I always said I thought the false nine's the way they should have gone in the derby, especially with the back line. Back lines don't know what they're doing with the false nine. That's what I'd do. Just be short and sweet on it.
Ross?
Just deep breaths there. Yeah, I'm a bit confused because we play a false nine, but then Gabby plays. So do you count Gabby as a false nine? Or I'm a bit confused about it. I just think this whole false nine thing is a bit of a myth, and whoever plays there is a forward. So just because you're not a forward playing in that position, you become a false nine. Like when you play on a Sunday, right? You're normally right back, and then the gaffer throws you up front. What are you? Are you a false nine then, or are you going up front? So I don't really get it. I think if Gabby's in the team, which he does play a lot at the moment and scores, then is he a false nine or is he a striker? Could you play Aguero and class him as a false nine if he's playing deeper?
They don't pass to Aguero, though, do they?
No, they don't pass to him. Yeah. So, yeah, but apart from buzzing question, Alan. Really liked it.
Chris?
Yes, right. Yeah, we're getting some good vibes tonight, mate. I just think that I think the team that we put out against Gladbach is the team that I think you'd put out in a Champions League final if it was on the weekend, mate. I think if Sergio was fully fit, I think Sergio would play, but he isn't. So I think that's the way it is, mate. And I've always wondered why you always a permanent smile on your face, Alan, and now we know why.
Rosie Cat Grandad, what's your view?
I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing when we play with a false nine. I think we do really well with it. Yeah, but all seriousness, yeah. I think we play best with a false nine, so I choose also a false nine. How we play football now. Well, we tested it the other day with obviously three at the back, and then when we play four at the back, it sort of goes into a three at the back, and it sort of works with a false nine. Like I don't know who said. I think it was Martin saying it was unpredictable, and it is because you don't know who's going to play there. Kevin plays there the majority of the time, but we could guarantee that if he wanted to push him out onto the wing, Mahrez could come in and do a job there 100%. And Gundogan, he's supporting up front too. So yeah, the false nine's probably the best thing, and yeah, I would choose a false nine definitely.
And if Andy's there, he can come in and he can answer the question as well if he's there.
Yeah, I'm here, but that buzzing needs to stop. There you go. I don't know. And mate, I'm just happy to leave it to Pep, if I'm honest. I really am. If we have to play false nine and Pep thinks that's the right way to go, I'm happy with that. If it's Sergio or a Gabby as a two up front, Sergio and Gabby as a two up front, I'm happy with that. I mean, so hard, isn't it? So hard with Pep. You have no idea. He knows far more than I do about football, and I'm happy to go with whatever he goes with. And if it's wrong, we'll all go, "Oh, yeah, in hindsight, it's wrong," and everything else. If it's right, we'll all just say, "Yeah, that's what I would have gone for," and blah 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 blah. I mean, I don't know. yeah, either works for me. Pep's the man, so I'm happy with that. I'll bring quickly Kurt in. So some people are saying, "Oh, get the dirty 7 in." So there you go. So we got the 37 in. Go on, Kurt, give us your answer.
Well, I think we've been talking about the Stones, Diaz, Laporte situation. We can solve this by just sticking Johnny Stones up front. He's got 53% conversion rate. Like, I don't even know why Sergio's at the club when you've got a man with a conversion rate like that playing a centre back. It's just the luxury we lead. Honestly, great time to be alive. But no, in all seriousness, just like what you said, Andy, whatever Pep does, you know me, I'm in Pep we trust. Even if I don't think it's a bit dodgy at the time, mate, I don't get paid money to pick lineups of football or manage players. So, yeah, just go with what he wants.
Leonard thinks false 9 this season with Haaland next season. Haaland, we can keep Haaland because that's a question that's going to come up. But we're going to move on to the next question. And it's another question that Alan's been. He's been 2 weeks, bless him. He's been going, oh, please, just can you ask this? And we've just missed it for the last 2 weeks. So Alan's got another question, but he's going to have to be really quick when he asks it, and then mute his sister's buzzing. And what I'll do is I'm going to leave Kurt, Tom, Alan, and Ross. There you go. So I'll remove Chris. And I'll remove Martin, and I'll remove me.
Ross, stop laughing. Right. Over the last few weeks, probably 3 weeks now, there's been a big, obviously, rumour mill about Sergio. He's going here, he's leaving the club, he's going to Chelsea, he's going to Barcelona, etc., etc. Obviously, it's the end of his contract at the beginning of June. What we do with Sergio, whether we extend his contract, whether we let him go, etc., etc. And then on the caveat of that, do we go and sign another centre forward? And what do we do? I'd just like to find out from your opinion, guys, if Sergio's got a future at the club and what is the best way forward for the team and the club. We'll go Ross first.
I think he's got a future. So a lot of the stuff I've been reading this week, apart from, they don't pass to me, he's saying that he's happy and he wants to stay. I think we've mentioned it before about the Messi link. I think that's going to have a bearing on it. But would I keep him? Of course. Like when he's fit, there's no one better right now. I don't think when he's going to score goals for us. At the moment, he's not getting the match time, and I don't understand. But again, as Andy said, I trust in Pep. I would be bringing on, like, in a few games, would have brought him on a bit sooner, give him some more time, because when he gets match practice. But for me, I think he's got a future, Alan. I hope he's got a future. I think at least another year. I mean, we all know what it's like, guys. You could give him a 2-year contract, and then after a year, he's such a club legend. I'm sure if he said he wanted to go, the club would let him go. But at least then he's got that security of a 2-year deal. So, yeah, I think he's got a future. I think he could fit in the system we play. Going to have a season with a lot of games again next year. So we need it. We've obviously developed as a team, and we don't always play with a forward now. We just spoke about a false 9. But yeah, I think he's got a future.
And don't you think that, it's got to a point now where it's going to hurt either this year or next year when he goes, okay? Because eventually he's going to go. And every City fan that I know, it's going to hurt. It's going to pinch a little bit when he does go because, he's a hero to every single City fan after what he's achieved, how many goals he scored, and that one moment in 2012. But there comes to a point where we've got to think about the club and the team more than our feelings and the emotions about him. What do you think, Kurt, on what we should do next as far as Sergio is concerned? Because I think it's best for the club that he moves on.
Well, for me, it's twofold, right? Because I've like most people, I don't have any insight to the situation. From my understanding, is Sergio wants to stay. The club wants to offer him a contract, but they want him to be on less wages than he's on now to reflect his reduced role in the team, which is evident, right? So for me, it's like if he wants to stay, he should obviously understand that his role's coming to an end at the club, and he's going to be used less and less. And you've got to take the wage cut and wants to stay, then sure. But if he doesn't, I don't think we should be sticking him on another big wage contract if he's going to contribute 10, 15 appearances. Personally, I love Sergio, but it's about contribution at this point. And the thing is, you're limited to a certain amount of players in the squad. And I don't want to see Sergio sign another year, barely play, and then just flitter off and leave. I'd like him to go out on a high if that's possible, but that's just from the personal note. But it's not down to us to be realistic, really. It's down to the board and the people involved at the club to be realistic. We can be emotional with fans. That's what we do. And I'm going to be super sad whenever he goes, but it does feel like the time is sort of drawing to an end. But I think he'll sign a new contract personally.
Martin?
No, I don't think he will stay. Greatest ever Premier League striker ever to have played. But Zaba left. Vinny went. We have to remember, us as fans, we don't look at it as a business, whereas the club do. And, Curtis hit the nail on the head. If he's only going to play 10 or 15 games next year, as much as it's great, from a business sense, does it make sense? Not really. And also, my thinking of it is, we're in the middle of March, and there's still no offer on the table. He will need to know what he needs to do with his family and everything else, and what's going to happen next year. They can't be offering him in May or June. Oh, here you go, then make a decision. Because we don't know. Teams will have been allowed to speak to Sergio since January this year, legally. So we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Reportedly his camp have made remarks this week. I think that's a little bit of a, come on, City, make your mind up what you want to do. But whatever happens, whether he stays or whether he goes, he's still going to be the greatest ever player or striker Manchester City have ever had. That's something, we can't forget. But I'm a little bit like someone has to leave out. Someone has to move out if you're going to bring in a top striker. So who is it? People don't want, said about Gabby in the past. I think Gabby would be a great left winger personally. But personally, I don't think he will be here next year because I think things will have already, I think if he was going to stay, things will have already been moved in that direction. And I don't think they have, which worries me a little bit. But we've just got to thank him and remember it. Like I said, Zaba's left, Company's left. Players have left this football club. It doesn't mean any less or anything that we think of them. It's just life. Life moves on sometimes, and clubs move on. That's all it is.
I tend to agree with you, Martin, and everything you just said there, as well as Kurt. I think it's the fans think of it as it's emotional, it's heartstrings, all that sort of stuff, and sentimental reasons. But the bottom line is, it is a business, and we've got to do what's best for Man City Football Club. And it gets to a point now where you don't really paying someone 250 grand a week to play 10 games. It's not logical, not at that age. And if we get the opportunity to sign somebody else to take over that mantle, then we've got to do it. Tom, what do you think?
I personally think that he's going to stay next season if fans are back in the stadiums. Now, knowing Serge being a legend, well, don't know him, but you know what I mean. Him being a City legend, I don't see him leaving as it is now. I think he'd want to probably say goodbye to the fans properly. The difference with David Silva was, the season had already begun and we knew he'd left and we were all in the grounds. So he sort of kept his promise and did leave. And I believe that I reckon he probably would sign an extra extension because I believe, he'll want to go out one final season with the fans. Well, obviously, like you say, it's a business. We'd love to see that happen, but who knows what would happen. I'd like to see that happen. I think he probably will stay for one more season and then sort of go somewhere else. I think it'll be nice for, if we did bring Haaland in or another big striker to get, taught the ways by one of the best Premier League strikers of all time. David Silva sort of got, taught Foden into his ways, and look at what Foden's doing now. So who knows? Hopefully Serge, if he stays next season, if we do get another top-notch striker in, he can, pass off his ways and, maybe get the next striker to replace him, to set his standards.
But don't you think, Tom, that if we bring somebody else in, let's say for argument's sake, a Haaland, a João Felix, or whatever, up front, one person's going to have to go. Okay, he's not going to sit in third choice, because that's what he will be. He'll be third choice, and he might not want to accept £100,000 a week, rather than £250,000. And it comes to a point where he'll make that decision that he wants to move on because someone else has offered him X amount of money, whether that be Chelsea. And it's that would hurt if he went to an English club. Okay, if he went to a foreign club and played a season out there, it wouldn't hurt as much. But if he went to a Chelsea, like Lampard came to us, how much that hurt Chelsea fans when he scored against them at the Etihad. So I just think that it's either one or the other. We either sign somebody or Sergio stays. I don't think it's going to be anything else. And Chris?
Look, is there a more iconic footballer at Manchester City? Or has there been in ever? I mean, the guy is a living legend at Manchester City. He's scored one of the most iconic goals. He's been here through the good times. If he wants to stay, and if the club said at the end of last season, it's up to Sergio what he wants to do, then I hope he stays for another year. I really do. Whether he can accept a reduction in wages, that's another thing. I get the whole sort of, dad's army sort of thing, but I don't think Sergio's finished. I don't think he can be our maybe number one striker next season, but I think he could do a job like Fernandinho is this season, of coming in and giving Rodri a break. So I'm all for Sergio staying.
Do you think he'd accept that, Chris?
I don't know. I don't know what's important to Sergio. Is it to make money, or is it to maintain his legend at City? Because I think he's probably got enough money, mate. And I think even after next year, he'll get good contract, mate. So I don't know. I think it's a really tough one, because the idea that we let Sergio go now at this point, I don't like it. It's a bit like David leaving when he did, where there's no fans. They're both absolute legends. I'd keep him for sure, mate. For one more season.
Andy?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, for me, if he wants to stay a year, give me a year. It's not down to us. It's not down to the club. It's down to Sergio. At the end of the day, we've not seen a lot of him for this last year. What we've seen so far this season, a little bit in and out, but then he's coming back from a year off. Now, some will say that's enough. He's not played for nearly a year. Don't deserve another contract. But, what if we've seen Zlatan? We've seen. Oh no! You need to move that up. Can you move it up? Yeah. That way. Oh, that way. I
don't know where to stick the batteries in, Alan. Thanks for the gift, though.
I don't know. For me, we've not seen. Ray Fernley wants to know: is there a tattooist under Alan's desk? Yeah, it's yeah. I won't say what he's having tattooed, but I don't know. I'm really torn on the Sergio thing. I'll be honest. We haven't seen him for a year, but we've seen the likes of Zlatan, And I don't know anyone. I mean, I can't stand him, but he is funny with his sound bites. And he did come out tonight, and he was asked, or yesterday, this morning, he was asked about the United game, and he was going on, yeah, they're doing well, blah de blah de blah, and they can do well all they like. But when I was there, I won trophies, simple as, and that's what it's about. And he does win trophies. He scores goals wherever he goes, Latam. And I think Sergio will. We've just not seen him. We just simply haven't seen him. And I think at 32, he's still got another 2 years of scoring banging in goals for me. So if he wants to stay and City want him to stay, give him another year and say to him, well, if you're buggered again, then that's it. You are definitely not getting another year. And we'll give you a testimonial because you deserve it, because you're an absolute legend of the club. But I think it's down to Sergio. I think the club want him to stay. I really do. I don't believe all of these rumours about Chelsea and all that. There's no way Sergio will go to Chelsea. No way. If anything, he'll go abroad. He could earn more money at bloody Miami or wherever. He's got enough money. He don't need the money. And I don't think he'd go to another Premier League club and ruin his legacy at Man City. So for me, if he wants to stay another year, give him another year. Let's see how he goes. He'll always be a backup player. But he won't be on the money he's on now. And he has to be realistic with that. And I don't think it's about money with Sergio. I really don't. He could have moved 3, 4, 5 years ago and gone to any club in world football. And he didn't. And they were all after him 3, 4, 5 years ago. Everyone was after him. He didn't move. He stayed. So
the bit I don't get, Andy, is, we talk about, yeah, Aguero can go. Yeah, Fernandinho can go. Oh, we take money for Mahrez. Sterling's not, so you mentioned 3 or 4 players who people are happy to leave. And I've asked the question a lot of times to a lot of people. Okay, tell me who's better than them.
Yeah,
but when Aguero's fit, forget Haaland and Mbappe and all that. It'd be like a new signing next year if he was fit from the off. Who's better than him?
No, I can't answer it. The problem we've got is that we're unlike John Stones, who is now fit, and we're seeing like a brand new signing. So we have to realise he's 32 and he's had a year out, and for the previous 3 years he has had injuries for 2-3 months of each particular season and blah, 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 blah. But then so has Harry Kane. But for me, is still the best finisher in the Premier League in Europe on his day. But we haven't seen that yet. If we would have seen glimpses so far this season, you'll go, definitely. We haven't seen it. And we don't know whether this is going over the cliff or whether he's dropped completely off the cliff. We don't know that because we haven't seen enough of it for me. But for me, is worthy of another year, but not on the money. City are not going to pay him the money that he's on now. They're just simply not.
That's the sticking point.
That'll be Sergio's decision, and he'll make the decision, not City. City will say, we'll keep you for another year, no problem whatsoever. We'll give you a testimonial. We'll do this. All the crowds will be back. But we can't give you 200 grand, 270 grand a week. We just cannot, because we're bringing in a Haaland or a whoever it is, Harry Kane, whoever people want to speculate on. We can't afford 2 players, centre forwards, on that type of money. We just simply can't. So it is what it is. I think it'd be down to Sergio for me,
and as it should be for me. It should be like with Sergio. We should offer him the contract, and it should be his decision whether it's a yes or no. It shouldn't be us just going, "Now you've been, mate. See you later." So if it comes out on that, then I think it's fair. And I think every City fan won't hold it against a bloke if he wants to earn a bit of cheddar before he retires.
No, not at all. And for me, we've not seen it. That's the problem. We haven't seen it. If we would have had 3 months of, oh my God, he's banged in 10, 15 goals. You go, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
We're in limbo, don't we? We don't know. He could quite easily have another year and bang in another 20, 25 goals next season. And then everyone's going, see what I mean? Still world class. in a team that creates so many chances. But we don't know that. It's a gamble. But City are not going to pay a gamble on his current wages for me. And that'll be down to Sergio. I hope he stays. I want to see him. I want to see him in the flesh, have a testimonial like David Silva. Maybe they might do a joint Sergio David Silva testimonial or something like that, and the share proceeds or something, if whatever. But anyway, good question.
I'll have to make sure I get a separate flight home to Alan.
You will.
Both of you. At the airport. Yeah, separate flights. Might get stopped at the airport if I'm with Alan. So.
That buzzing. But listen, there's another question, Alan. Can you ask the question? You ask the question, and then I'm going to bring you off and bring the other guys in, and I'm going to bring me off as well. It's about Haaland. Can you just ask your question about Haaland, and then we'll let the other guys discuss it. Yeah, unmute. We want the buzzing back. Look at that look. See that look then? That little shady look. That's definitely what I'm going to put as a meme.
I know. Do you expect to complete a Haaland deal if Dortmund are asking 100 million, or who are the alternatives?
Right. There you go. That's the question. I'm going to bring Alan off. No, yeah, I know.
Get in, man.
It's all that buzzing noise. It's got me going, hasn't it? But I'm gonna come off. I'm coming off, and I will bring some of the other guys in, and you can discuss it. Haaland, 100 million, and I'll leave Kurt and Tom on with Martin as well, and then you can bring Chris in. Haaland, 100 million. If that was the figure, should we be paying that or a little bit more? If not, who are the alternatives? And you've got about 10, 15 minutes on this. So I'll bring you guys in to discuss it.
So then, Erling Haaland, what are we guys thinking about that then? I'll come to Kurt first. Well, what do you think, mate?
100 million. Initial fee seems about reasonable. I think the sticking point with when you get players like that in is the wages, really, more so than the actual transfer fee. So I know there was rumors of 400,000, but I don't know. I have no insight, but I can't see him at that age wanting a contract like that. But yeah, around 250,000 a week, 100 million for the contract seems pretty reasonable over 5 years. Get it done if you can. It's just a question of will they get the job done, because it's going to be difficult working because we have to go through somebody else as opposed to Raiola. So that's a bit of a sticking point. But other than that, I'm really happy if we get him, and if we decide to go for a different direction, don't know potentially what that'd be, but the board don't generally make bad decisions these days. So whatever they do, I trust, mate.
No, exactly. Yeah, they push. They're wise with how they control the transfers now. It's good to see.
Learn from mistakes. That's for sure. Definitely. Martin,
what do you think? I think I already know what the answer is going to be, to be honest.
Every day of the week,
yeah,
100 million, bargain, get him in. And I'll tell you why. His stats are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, his stats this year alone, 20 Bundesliga games, 19 goals. Champions League, 6 games, 10 goals. 30, including the Cups, 30 games this year, scored 31 goals, and that was with 6 weeks out injured as well. This guy is absolutely phenomenal, and he's the guy every person will be after this summer. Every top team will be after him. Maybe apart from Real Madrid, because they might have the Mbappe. He's the only guy I would go for unless it was Mbappe. Mbappe is the only one. I think Chris has said it for months. Mbappe is the only one you would say no to Haaland to for me. Mbappe is just phenomenal, but I think he's just set up to go to Real Madrid. I think that's inevitable. Haaland, there's people said about Mina Raiola. From what I'm hearing and what I've read, looks like they're going to go through his father rather than going through Mina Raiola, and the Mina Raiola part will be the last thing they get to. Well, I mean, Me and Kurt were talking about this earlier. A lot of people tend to do this now. They seem to have a family member who tends to do all the garbage part in between. You know, Leroy had his mother before he sacked her and whatever else. They all seem to have a family member who deals with things. You know, Pep even has his own brother dealing with his own things, because they tend to know best what their client, family member want. I don't buy into this as a City fan as much as a lot of people say, because, you know, maybe he was just a young lad and he had no choice but to go to City games when he was younger. I don't know. We don't know what he's been like from there on in. You know, does he sit singing Blue Moon in his bedroom? I don't know. I just think he also gives us a plan B as well. What we've never ever had. You know, how many times has Andy said on this channel, how many times we come off games and we've got balls being stuck in the box, and, you know, none of our strikers are there. You know, that's why at the time with the Eddings Echo thing, I got I saw the sense in it, because I thought that's our plan B. But my other side of the coin is we played better with a false 9 this year. So then that brings me in with João Felix. But I just think for a striker-wise, if you're going to think long-term for Aguero, Haaland's your guy. It just all depends whether Pep will go for an out-and-out striker or whether he'll go for a false 9, which maybe then you're looking at a João Felix. But I think João Felix, you're looking at 130-odd million. Because I know Atletico played over 100 million. They're going to want a profit back. Harry Kane's, you're probably looking minimum of 150, and then you've got to deal with Daniel Levy, which is a nightmare. I know I tagged Ross in something earlier. Don Hutchinson's been doing his agent stuff again today. Telling everyone that, you know, Harry Kane's definitely on his way to Man City. I'd love to know where Mr. Hutchinson gets all his information from. But, yeah, Haaland, every day of the week for me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not his agent.
No. But yeah, moving on to that, Ross, what do you think? And also, do you think if we do obviously play with that false 9 when Haaland, if he does come, would you reckon it'll be effective as he would be as a out-and-out striker?
So firstly, would I take him? Of course I would. He's a fabulous player. Would he score goals in City's team? I think anyone with that talent in our current team would score goals, to be honest. So I don't think any of those things would I be worried about. I'd probably go Kane just over him for the experience in the Premier League, but obviously I'd take him. I'm just going to be very surprised if City spend 100 million on a player. I'm not sure City will break that transfer policy and wage structure, which they've obviously got, because I think I was looking at some transfer stats. I don't think we've ever, is it 65 or something like that, the most we've ever paid for a player, depending on who you read and the exchange rate. So that's almost, I think he's going to go for over 100 personally. I know he's got a buyout clause next year, but that means nothing. That just means someone can come and get him. So I would love him at the club. We definitely need a forward. I've said it all season, regardless if Aguero stays or not. But I just don't know for any of those top forwards, are City going to pay it, or are they going to go someone younger who's not proven, like someone in Brazil again, or a different country who's only just broken into the team, and look for the future that way, or someone in the youth team, maybe give them a punt. But I would be happily surprised if we did, but I just don't think we'll spend over 100 million on a player.
Oh, fair enough, because, we've looked at players in the past, we've named a few, that's one reason why we didn't go for some of the top strikers last summer. We keep to our transfer budget, and, getting Ruben Diaz for the price that we did, worked really well for us. So, we'd like to keep the budget quite low with getting players and trying to get the best we can for the budgets that we sort of set. So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that, Ross, definitely. I'll move on to Chris now. I wonder what you think of that, Chris. Do you reckon we'll go all out and get the Haaland for over 100 million, or do you reckon we'll stick to our usual tactics?
I think we'll go for him, but I think what will happen is a team like Manchester United will come in and they'll pay more. they'll pay him bigger wages, and City will just pull away. That's what we've done in the past. He's going to be wanted out there. There's no doubt he's a great goal scorer. I don't think he's a great footballer, and that's something that maybe might swing it if Pep's got any say in it, because I think he'd prefer João Felix. I think me and Alan were talking about this last night. We both feel that João Felix is more of a Pep player than Haaland is. And, but that's a big decision because Pep's not going to be here for another 10 years. Well, it'd be great if he was, but I don't think he will be. So it's a big decision for the club. Do we go for a striker? Because you can guarantee that the next manager coming in will want a striker. He won't want to play. There's not many managers who play Pep sort of system. So I think we'll go in for him, but I think we'll get gazumped and we'll just move out.
Yeah, definitely. Move on to Alan, seeing as it was his question. See what he has to think about it in total, if you can hear me. He's here. Yeah. What do you think, Alan? It's quiet now, to be fair.
I know. I was trying to figure out what's wrong with my laptop. It's the fan on the laptop.
Run out of batteries, yeah.
Now, I think we have to take a punt and we have to go for him. If he's available this summer, we have to go for him. As well as João Felix, Harry Kane, Mbappe. If any of those four players are available, we have to take a punt at any other all four of them, because Sergio's not going to last long. We'll get one of them, but I don't think Haaland is the only choice that they're looking at, to be honest with you.
No.
But I talked about Chris. Me and Chris talked about it the other night. I can't see City spending 100 million on anyone. I'll be honest with you. I like to think they would, but I don't think they will.
So what did he do then? You're not going to get a top replacement for under 100 million.
I agree. They might go for a cheaper option. I don't know.
I was just going to say, I might be wrong in the assumption, but didn't when Khaldoon does his like hourly interview that like broken down over the City website and that, didn't he say when asked about the transfer model and things that he said like that is their model to like buy players, around 22, 24, 25, 26. But if the opportunity came for an older player or a far more expensive player, that if they felt it was the right thing to do, that they'd go for it. So where I agree with most of your points about like us not paying exorbitant amounts of money, I do think for particular targets, City would be willing to put the money out, especially as we've been quite conservative in our outgoings and incomings over the last sort of like three or four windows.
Yeah,
but like I said, I don't know. I might be just misunderstanding what Kyle do, because it was quite a long time ago that I saw that. So, but that was my understanding of what he said.
Well, I'm sure we will find out this summer. That's for sure, and we'll finish on Andy's opinions on it. Do you think we will push the bank balance up from the usual, obviously the balance that we sort of have at the moment, and go for Haaland and stretch 100 million margin?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? If I was, I'm listen to your comments and all of your comments, and I agree with a mixture of all of you. We're gonna have, if we want him this summer, we're gonna probably have to pay close to 100 million quid, if not slightly more. Will City do that? Possibly. Or such a young player who's banging in goals. I will have my thoughts on Haaland after I've seen him against Man City in the Champions League. I want to see Haaland see what he does against Man City.
Exactly.
Now, if he rips it up and he destroys us against Man City, against the delicious duo, and Walker, Cancelo, whatever else, then fair play. He's ripping up the best team in Europe for me right now. And if he does that, I'll get him. I don't watch European football. I only see the highlights and I see bits and pieces. My thing was, Dortmund want to let him go. They do want to let him go because of everything I said on a vlog 4 weeks ago about him. He seems to be a player that's very selfish, which is fine because that's what strikers are supposed to be. But every other stat, apart from his goals and assists, apart from his goals, have dropped off a cliff. Work rate, everything else, and now, if pundits are saying that, and I know that, Pep knows that, and his coaching team know that, and Pep look at it and go, that's not what we want. We don't want a superstar. We don't want this, that, and the other. Alan buzzing, yeah. Press mute on your thing, Alan. Bloody hell. God. One day we will get Alan with a proper sound for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he needs to go in a local cafe.
He added that one stream that was really good the first time he got his new mic. That first time was really good. And
yeah.
Good things don't last, mate. Good things don't last.
It's the fan on the laptop. I know what it is.
That's not the fan. Listen, if they had whorehouses in Melbourne, go down there and maybe the buzzing would stop.
Is that your neighbour?
Jesus. But anyway, it's interesting. I don't know. I've heard all your comments on it. I don't know. We'll leave it to City for me. There could be other players that City are looking at. I do think with Ross, Ross mentioned about Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane needs to leave Spurs. He wants to win something. He's going to become another Alan Shearer. You know, one Premier League title. Well, he's never going to win that at Spurs. And if he wants to win anything, he'll have to leave Spurs to win something. So maybe Kane, maybe Joao Felix. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But we are going to move on, and we're going to keep everyone on screen for this one. And it's Ross has got like a 10-question round robin, and you can all get involved in this on the comments. I'll try and bring up as many as I can. Ivor's just said, Ivor said, it's his clitty stimulator. I think he might mean city stimulator, maybe.
Is that clitty or clitter?
Clitty. Hey, there you go. It's his clitty. His clitty stimulator. Well, Alan loves it. Look at him.
That's why he's got far away.
He's got.
No, he's not far away. He's just really small.
Yeah, I like that comment.
That reminds me of something else. That though.
Ross? Is that why on that vlog that you did, you went really close to his face every time, so he looked big?
Yeah. By the way, on that vlog, I don't know if you cut it out, Andy. I have never seen anyone eat a hot dog like Alan.
I didn't see any videos of Alan eating a hot dog.
It's unbelievable. He like just tilts his head back and just puts it right the way down.
He's used to that, isn't he? Anyway, right.
In the road.
Oh yeah.
He even eats the bones. He eats the bones on chicken wings. It's unbelievable.
Right, we're moving on. This is going to be a 10-question quickfire round from Ross. So if you want to get involved in the comments, we'll put some of your comments up there. But anyway, over to Ross. Fire.
Right. Okay, guys. So really simply, I'm just going to go around the screen. I'll say your name. I'll say the question. Obviously, I'll try and mix it up a little bit because it will be the same question for everyone, and we'll just smash through it. No comments other than. So it's like yes or no. So first one, starting with you, Kurt. City or City?
City.
Tom?
City.
Andy?
City.
Chris?
City.
Martin?
City.
Alan?
City.
Okay, Alan, starting with you. Main Road or the Etihad?
Main Road.
Martin?
Main Road.
Chris?
Etihad.
Andy?
Oh, Main Road all day long.
Tom.
Etihad.
Kurt.
Etihad.
Okay. Martin, starting with you. Umbro or Kappa?
Umbro.
Alan.
Umbro.
Chris.
Umbro.
Kurt.
Umbro.
Tom.
Umbro.
Andy.
I'm going Kappa.
Okay,
I've got to go Kappa because of that.
now we start getting a bit harder and you're going to be upset. Alan, Hart or Edison?
Edison.
Martin.
Edison. Just.
Chris.
Eddie.
Andy.
Oh, Eddie.
Tom.
Joe Hart.
Kurt.
Show art.
Andy. Mancini or Pep?
Oh, every day of the week. Every day of the week for me. Yeah,
Tom.
sorry. I'm not in the Mancini camp. Sorry.
Tom.
Mancini.
Kurt.
It's got to be Mancini.
Chris.
Pellegrini.
Martin.
Brian Orr.
Martin.
Pep. All day.
Alan.
Mancini.
Cool. Okay. Chris. Gota or Kinky?
Kinky.
Easy.
Martin.
Gio all day.
Alan. And
Sure,
when I say Kinky,
Gota.
just to be clear, Alan, I mean King Clancy, nothing else.
That's
Gota.
Tom.
Gota.
Andy.
Yeah, full house. Definitely Sean Gota.
Kurt.
It's got to be Gota, yeah.
All right. Starting with Andy. Silver or KDB?
What?
Oh, fuck.
Easy question. Move on.
No.
Who's your
Give it
favourite?
me. Silver or KDB?
Oh, you know who my favourite all-time City player is.
Tom.
KDB.
Kurt.
El Mago.
Chris.
Kevin.
Martin.
Oh, that's that. I really didn't expect that one. I thought
I'll be honest, David.
Alan.
David Silva.
Right. Next one. Starting with Chris. Zabba or Company?
Zabba.
Easy. Easy.
Martin.
going to Silver.
Zabba.
Alan.
Company.
Tom.
Company.
Andy.
Oh, fucking hell.
This is hard, mate. This is hard, mate.
Do I have to answer?
I feel
Yeah,
like a
you've
Judas
got to
either
answer.
way, mate.
I know.
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna have to go Vinny. I'm gonna have to go Vinny, but I love Zabba.
Same as Andy. Here's to you, Vinny.
Okay. Tom, starting with you, mate. Yaya or Fernandinho?
Yeah.
Easy.
Andy.
Oh, easy. Fernandinho every day of the week.
Stop talking about Alan and just give me the answer.
No, Fernandinho every day of the week.
Martin.
Rodri. No.
Never disrespected the club.
Fernandinho.
Chris.
Yeah, Ferner.
Kurt.
Da, 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 da. Fernandinho. I love that, man.
All right. Last two guys. Start with Kurt. Delicious or Company and Lescott?
Oh.
As of right now, the date we record this, Company and Lescott.
Tom.
Company and Lescott.
Andy.
I'm gonna go against the other two. I'm gonna go from what I've seen so far from the delicious duo. I love Company Scott. Well, they've won it. They've won it. So the obvious answer is go for what they've won, and they haven't won anything yet. But I can see something special in these two. So I'm going to go delicious in a really nasty way because they have.
That's what Alan says. Martin.
It's so disrespectful you've not included Cole. Why is Colo Torre not in this?
Colo Torre, the moments are back. The Colo Torre memes are back.
Company Lescott.
Chris.
Yeah, company and Lescott, mate.
Alan. You still awake, mate?
You know,
I'm here.
She's just putting it.
Company Lescott because they've won trophies. That's it.
Okay. Starting with Chris. Dickov 99 or Aguero 93-20?
Sergio.
Easy.
Martin.
99.
Kurt.
Uh, 99.
Tom.
99.
Alan.
99.
Andy.
Don't do this to me.
It's brutal, isn't it, mate?
We won't be where we won't be where we are. We won't be where we are possibly.
Exactly.
But we could have been. That's the thing. So 93-20 for me.
Okay. That was it. There was just one more just for Alan, this one. Alan, it's Estelle or Linda.
Go on, what's the answer?
Madison Ivy.
Cheers, guys. I know I put you on the spot a bit there, and a few of them are pretty
brutal.
Tough. And just to let everyone know, there was 3 mentions of Delicious there, and quite a lot on the chat. So we're up to £8.34 for the night.
He doesn't come on to talk about City. He comes on to collect checks.
Yeah, it does. That's all he's here for, isn't he?
Ross,
Neil
Ross,
sorry, go on, Tom.
Yeah, I'm going to say, me and my Let's Have It crew, we're going to catch you up.
There you go.
Hang on. Ross owes me a fortune on #Gigool. I'm waiting for that checks to roll in. Thank you very much.
Well, listen, Neil Hanstock said Dicko scored our most important goal, but Aguero 93-20 was the most satisfying. I mean, yeah, it's like asking which is your best kid. You know, which one do you prefer the most? It's
Charlie.
It always depends on the day, shouldn't it? Like whatever one's upset you more on the day.
It's horrible. It's horrible. Greetings from Argentina, says Kriov. Thank you for joining us, mate. Hope you're well. I'm sure you'll see Sergio at some point down there. Charlie Everett says Ross copyright is £8.20. There you go. Andy Blue Moon there is saying Man City Fan TV should do this once a month with all you guys. It's been fun. Yeah, but it's a special occasion and it's always very difficult with so many people on at one time. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next one. This is my part. So what I'm going to do is let you guys go and bugger off and have a break. And this is me replying back to Mark Goldbridge about some of the stuff that came out with midweek. So I've got some bits and pieces to just going to spend 10 minutes talking about, just trying to put some of the misconceptions around abound that were put all over that vlog. It's been all over social media. We've all seen it, but I just thought it's interesting. It's not something I normally do. I normally just ignore it. But some of the shite that comes out of that guy's mouth, it's incredible. So we'll just put that to bed from a Man City Fan TV perspective. And you guys go and have a break, have a pee, have a beer, do whatever you need to do. Go and have some breakfast, and I'll see you in 10 minutes.
I don't know what Alan will be doing.
Remember that.
Yeah. Let's get Alan. It's Buzzy Alan off. Right, there you go. Right, those guys have been absolutely brilliant so far tonight. Superb. I hope you've enjoyed it. Man City Chip, well, City Chip says special message for Mark Goldbridge. Fuck you, you tool. There you go. So anyway, right, we're going to move on. This is going to be really quick. And like I said, it's been all over social media this week, and I've not jumped into it. I've tried to steer clear of it. But I think considering we had a question about what do I think, somebody mentioned in the comments about what do I think of other fan channels and things like that. And I don't really get into, certainly not City ones. Stay clear of those generally because it just becomes it's a nonsense. But the Goldbridge one, I've tried to stay clear of it on Twitter, and obviously people have been replying back to his thing about Man City and oil money FC and all that type of shite. And people are going, oh, just don't. Why are you giving him clicks? Why are you giving him clicks? And I purposely just avoided it. But I was asked, well. As a fan channel, a Man City fan channel, you're not going to reply back to them. And at first I thought, why would I bother? Why would I bother? But I do think it's only right to reply back, especially if he was talking facts. I probably would have just ignored it and gone, well, not a lot really you can do. But seeing as though he's talking utter bullshit, and let's face it, we all know what he is. Sandra Marsh, Brent, whatever his name is, he claims to be a United fan, and we know that's bullshit anyway. But his title of his video was "Our City Ruining Football." Now, we have to remember this is a guy who only night before, celebrated live on his own channel or his separate channel, his personal channel, celebrated Chelsea scoring. I mean, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Bizarre. I mean, absolutely bizarre. I mean, who celebrates another English team scoring against another team, a European team? I don't cheer for United score or Liverpool score or Chelsea score or Jesus. I want them all knocked out. I only want City through. That's all I want. But he was celebrating like it was some big thing, and it was like, that's weird. That's seriously weird. But we are talking about somebody who claims to be a United fan, but clearly is not a United fan. We know that anyway. But onto his video, and I'll keep this short and sweet. He said, if City win the treble like United, it would hurt me. Yeah, really. Of course it would. This from a supposed United fan who celebrated Chelsea scoring. So it hurt him that much, but he's all right to celebrate Chelsea scoring in a Champions League game. Absolutely bizarre. His other comments were, they're ruining football, he said, because they're dominating football. So we're ruining football because we're dominating it in the last couple of years. Interesting. Clearly United have never dominated football, have they? So I'll bring this up. There you go. So from 1992 through to 2013, United were first, second, third, second, first, second, first. So City are ruining football, but from 1992 until what I've shown you there in 2013. So we're talking about 20 years. United were never out of the top three, and they were pretty much first or second in the majority of those years, which was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times out of those 20 years United won the league. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times they were second, and they were third three times. And yet we're ruining football, but completely forgets about, allegedly, he supports United, so he would clearly remember going back to 92, 93. And he is apparently 41 years of age, so he should maybe remember 92, 93. He would only have been a baby then, 8 or 9 years of age. But he should remember, oh no, maybe a bit older, maybe 12 or something like that, 12 years of age. He should remember United winning all of those, as a United fan, going through that whole 90s, 2000s. Surely he remembers all of the domination that United had, but we're the ones ruining it because we've won, 3 titles out the last 4, 5 in all since the owners came in. Shows you what a knobhead he is. And his words were dominated for a few years, he claimed. So we've dominated for a few years, but it's all right for United to do it in 20, 21 years and completely dominate football on there. Now, next up, he talked about United's treble team and how he was, United's treble team was so great and so this, that and the other. Like they'd never spent money before on that particular team. Now, if you looked at the spend, 92 to 2.3 million, 93, 3.8 million, 94, 8.25, 95, 8.7 million, 96, 5 million, 97, 6.1 million, 98, 27.75, 99, 17. 01, 02, 57 million, 02, 03, 29 million, 03, 04, 53.3 million, 04, 05, 27. We're going back there 15 to 20 years. We're going back there. Now, he also made a comment, which was quite interesting. And he said that, City have had £1.5 billion spent on players since the takeover. Actually, I'll correct you. It's 1.544.66 billion. Now, remember, we have to take into inflation on the cost of players with all of that. However, the net spend is $1 billion, and that net spend is $1 billion since the takeover. Now, if we were to compare what United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and other teams have spent, well, we've spent that money. Chelsea, since 2008 and our owners came in, have spent 1.626 billion. Does anybody say anything about Chelsea's spend? No, why? Because they're not winning anything. Liverpool, since Sheikh Mansour took over Man City, has spent £898 million. United has spent £1.026 billion since Sheikh Mansour took over. So when he talks about money spent, I think the money we've spent, which is 120 million less than Chelsea. Granted, it's about 500 million more than Liverpool, and about 400 million more than United. Well, considering since 2008, you look at the trophies Man City have won, it's a phenomenal investment. Now, when he talks about players and things, he can't go back and go, yeah, but in those days, we spent X, Y, and Z, and we brought through youth players. Yeah, he did bring through youth players. In the 97-98 season, this was prior to the treble winning season, which he was so worried that City might, rival or beat this season. We spent £3 million on our biggest signing, which was Lee Bradbury. In the same year, United spent £5 million on Henning Berg. In the 98-99 season, our biggest signing was Terry Cook for £1 million. In that same season, Man United spent £10.7 million on Jaap Stam. They spent £4.4 million on Jesper Blomqvist. They spent £12.6 million on Dwight York. So they spent over 10 times more for Jaap Stam than we spent on Terry Cook. 4.5 times more on Jesper Blomqvist, and over 12.5 times more just on Dwight York in that one season, 98-99. In the 99-2000 season, our biggest signing was Inge Haaland. Erling's dad, 2.5 million. In that same season, they spent 7.5 million on a goalkeeper in Bartes. Mikel Silvestre, 4 million. Taibbi, whoever he was, 4.5 million. And they spent 1.5 million on Quentin Fortune. So when you talk about that period where United were dominant in that 99 treble season, Jesus Christ, you were spending 10, 11, 12 times what we were spending on players at that particular time. And you talk about buying the league and buying success and those type of things. So when you look at those spends, I said Chelsea have spent since Sheikh Mansour took over, Chelsea have spent 1.626 billion, 120 million more than we've spent. And remember, you have to account inflation and cost of players at the time we were buying the players that we had to buy in 2008 onwards. Liverpool has still spent 900 million on players, and United have spent over 1 billion on players since 2008. Now, when you look at City's record signing, £68 million for Rodri. 68, and that was, I think, 60 million plus 8 million add-ons and things like that. United's record spending, Harry Maguire, £80 million. £80 million, £12 million more than we spent for a midfielder. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 50 million. Fred, 47 million. Lukaku, 75 million. Matic, 40 million. Paul Pogba, 89 million. Angel Di Maria, back then, 59.7 million. Juan Mata, 8 years ago, 37 million. Dimitar Berbatov in 08-09, 31 million pounds. Wayne Rooney in 04-05 season, 27 million pounds. Rio Ferdinand in 02-03, 27.5 million. And Juan Veron in the 2001-2002 season, 28.1 million pounds. We're going back 20 odd years ago. He then goes on to say, the City owners, it's like a cheat code. It's all about oil. He claims he remembers Paul Lake, but as we know, he's 41 years of age. So he says he threw out some names about, Tony Coton in net and blah, blah, blah crap. He's 41. Paul Lake's last game for City properly was 1991. So he would have been about 10. So the chances of him as a Notts Forest fan watching Man City and Paul Lake, bullshit. He said, but then goes on to say, City has spent it very well. They've bought really well. The Etihad is very well structured. 5 titles in 13 years. But then goes on to say they won't be able to build success, even though they've been successful. I mean, an absolute walking contradiction in terms. He said, I don't begrudge City. Their revenue is close to Manchester United's. So you don't begrudge us because our revenue is almost the same as Man United's, which we'll talk about very shortly. So if our revenue is that great and it's that close to Man United's, why begrudge what we spend on players? Then he went on about moaning about our bench and how fantastic our bench was, and how he didn't say expensive. He said we've obviously bought well. What's the point of his vlog? And how are his title was ruining football if we bought well and bought with the revenue that we've earned. Now, if you look at goal.com in 2021, Galloway, the company that does all the accounts on football and publishes a lot of the accounts, Barca made 715.1 million euros, Real 714.9 million. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Bayern Munich, I apologise, 631.4 million, United 580.4, Liverpool 558.6, City 549.2, PSG 540, Chelsea 467. So you can see there we are generating revenue, which is around about €9 million less than Manchester United. What do we do with it? We invest it well and we spend it well on a squad. Now, one thing he does forget to mention in there when he talks about ruining football is that if we talk about Manchester United's club debt, £455.5 million, that is up by £64.3 million debt, if we talk about that. Now, 60 million has just been drawn on a drawdown loan from a 200 million credit line that they have with Bank of America. So their owners have just drawn another 60 million quid in debt to the club. And now the Athletic, whether you like it or don't like it, they ran a story which talks about personal profit underpins the entire strategy of Manchester United. And in there, it talks about Avram Glazer, who cashed in $100 million of shares. None of that was reinvested in the club. What it was invested in was an estate planning project in Palm Beach. So that's why he's took the money, debt against Manchester United, to invest it into an estate planning project in Palm Beach. The Glazers have withdrew £300 million from Manchester United. They paid £270 million for Man United, with £790 million paid by the banks with debt loaded onto that when they personally bought it. United are now in debt by £455.5 million. £23 million per year in dividends have been taken out, even in the current climate, hence the 60 million loan. So the actual owners have taken at least £23 million every year out of the club just for themselves. Now, £112 million in dividends have been taken out Manchester United in the last 5 years. The only other Premier League club to award themselves any other dividends are Norwich City, and that is £300,000. So when Mark Goldbridge talks about Manchester City, one thing he should do before he starts shouting his nuts for his gob off is actually get his facts right, because the guy's an absolute clown. He really is an absolute clown. Makes his money by being a fake United fan, but likes to give it to City and everything else. But I just wanted to put the record straight, Mark. So if you're going to start talking about Man City ruining football, maybe you should get your facts right about the club you supposedly support, even though you cheer on Chelsea when they score a goal in Europe. But anyway, there you go. That's my little thing. Back to the fake fan, which is Mark Goldbridge. So I'll bring everybody else back in now and see what they've got to say. We've got the rabbits in. There you go. Rabbit. Sounds like a song from the East End. So there you go. Very quickly, before we move on to the questions, what are your thoughts on that Mark Goldbridge bullshit?
I want to know. No one told me about a dress code. Are we having a quick change at half time?
Yeah. We always know.
Oh, you missed it. They always
Martin, I like your top, mate. Just stand up so we can see what's written on it, please.
It's only because you bloody sent it, man.
I don't care. Put it up. Let's have a look. There we go. Look at that. Good.
Sit down.
Oh,
sit down.
There you go.
Sit down.
What did you say? You're over there.
Do we have any debts? Do we have any debts at City? Yes, we do. We do have debts. I think I bring the debts up. We are. I think it's 170. I'll bring you this up. There you go. You can see this there. There you go. This is some figures here, and it says net debt. City there, 173.2 million, because there was money loaned last year. But you can see player value there, 1,280. So our squad is worth over 1.2 billion. Tangible assets are 464.2 million. Cash in the bank is 31.5 million. And our net debt at the moment is 173.2 million. Now look at United down is 16th. 16th. This is the biggest club in world football. Player values is at 753.3. Their tangible assets are 277.3. Their cash in the bank is 273.5 million, but we know United will never see any of that. Their net debt is 799.8 million. So there you go. So City do have some debt before we start going. City have zero debt. They don't. They do have some debt because of the way that it's been over the last 12 months with COVID. Prior to that, I think we had a small amount. I think it was about 10 million or something like that. But over the last 12 months, it's been changed. But that just goes to show you the massive difference between the two clubs. One invests, one has a huge squad that they've invested in through revenue. He forgets FFP. City's owners cannot just throw hundreds of millions of pounds at players. Otherwise, we'd just go and pay whatever we want for Mbappe. We're not even coming to account there about player wages. Their wages, salary is phenomenal to Man City. So very quickly around the room before we move on to the last few questions. Kurt.
I never really check into any of the financial stuff. That's not really what I got into football for. Obviously, to make the point, you have to obviously know your facts. But I'd just say perception is reality, and how people view things is how people think things are. And that's not just a case for football. That's a case for life in general. So people have a perception of our club and a perception of the way we're run and how things are done that's most likely incorrect, and it's probably not going to change anytime soon. It's about all I've really got to say for that. But yeah, it's one of those things, mate.
City denied that, Andy. They refused to comment on it. Yeah, they probably did, but that's from Delaware. So you have to take that on the only facts that we have. Tom,
but on what you've just said, or the fact of what I think of Goldbridge, or both.
I know. Well, either one or the other.
Yeah. I'll stick to Goldbridge. I think he's a complete tosser. There you go.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, well, on Mark Goldbridge, he's a very successful bloke. He's a Nottingham Forest fan earning a living out of Manchester United fans who think he's wonderful. But really, what he said is he spouts a load of mythology, which is what everyone seems to do on these social media sites about the oil club this and all that. City have been self-sufficient for years. We've had to abide by FFP for years, right? So we spend what we can spend. The difference between City and Manchester United is we are the best run club in the country. Yeah, our owner put in the best people in the positions, in the right positions. And, we've got Cheeky and Varane, and they got Pep. We've got the best manager in the world. And they've bought players wisely, They don't. Sheikh Mansour does not treat Manchester City like a cash cow, like the Glazers treat Manchester United. And that's the point of it, really, is that they're not run as well as we are.
No.
And that's all it boils down to, So, sorry, if they're going to continue spouting this shit that they always spout about Manchester City. But I think City fans, to a man, know that it's just a load of crap. And the media are a lot to blame for it as well, because they never correct it.
I agree. Martin?
The guy is very clever at what he does.
Yeah, of course he is.
Made himself a fake name, fake personality, fake character and everything else. And a lot of people have fallen for it. And good luck to him. He's a very good businessman. He saw what Robbie was doing and he jumped on the bandwagon. But what he needs to do is this crap we hear about no history, no fans and everything else. He needs to go and look at some facts that he likes to spout out, of our fan base back in the early 1900s and everything else. And when we won our first trophy, he needs to look at what City did for United after the tragedy that was the Munich air disaster. He needs to look at what we've done. But instead, he wants to spout out. I mean, I've probably been to the swamp more than he's ever been. And that tells you a lot. He sits and, he sounds very thing. At the end of the day, here's a big difference. We're proper fans. He's a fan that saw a gap in the market, took advantage of it, and a lot of robots follow him. I know, good luck to him, but if you're going to spout facts, know your facts before you're spouting them, sunshine. You concentrate on doing your hair, making yourself look good behind your little fake green screen, make yourself look great, because we're real fans. You're just a fake guy that sort of gap in the market. End of.
And to be fair, he's made a lot of money out of it, and fair play to him. But he needs to be realistic about who he is and what he does. But anyway, Ross.
I agree with everything Martin says, apart from doing your hair, because I always do mine for when I come on the show. But no, the guy's a tool. When I first saw him, I thought Bo Selector had come back. So I just, and you know what? I love it. I love that we play in a council house. I love that when people fill the cars up, it helps us ruin football. I love it that we're ruining everything. Let's carry on ruining it, because I'm having a great time. I think it's fantastic. So yeah, mate, as Martin said, the guy's a tool, and I don't know why he gets so many people following him. They are brainwashed robots.
Yeah. Alan, buzzing. # buzzing.
That's buzzing. I'm just proud of. It's still buzzing. I'm just proud that we've got the best owners and the best executives in the Premier League. It is the best run club in Britain at the moment. And you're talking about Ferran, Chicky, Brian Marwood, etc. that run our club, and Sheikh Mansour and Khaldoon. I'm so proud that we've got those, because we've been through the mill with bad owners and bad executives and people that abuse the club. And at the moment, we've got the best owners. And Mark Goldbridge, he's just jealous and he's bitter that City have come from nowhere, all right, from hell and back, and built a club now, which they have, which is self-sustaining, which it is, and as on a financial footing, he's doing really well, and that's taken away from buying players and all that sort of stuff. He's just jealous. The more fans talk about us, the more happy I am. That means we're doing something right.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it. That is the way I look at it.
I totally agree, and thank you for all your comments in there. But we're going to move on. That was my piece. Back to
sorry, to say one thing. I would invite, next time we're at a derby, Mark Goldbridge, come and have a chat with me. Oh, sorry, hang on, forget that, move on. He won't be at the derby. Carry on.
Yeah, he has been to Old Trafford. Give him his due. He was there once, I think, in corporate or something like that. He did do it. Something like that. Anyway, he's more interested in his watch-alongs and stuff like that. But anyway, I just thought we'd set the record straight, because I don't mind opposition fan channels having a go at City and things like that. But when they spout utter shite, then you've got to reply sometimes. And if nobody else is going to do it, then I'm certainly going to reply back to it, because he's an absolute fucktard as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, good luck with your income, Mark Goldbridge.
Back down again.
Brent Cesar, or whatever it is that you call yourself. But anyway, there you go. Hashtag Bellend says Ross. There you go. But anyway, let's move on to the viewer questions. Now, I did say at the beginning, you're going to have to put your comments in the community chat, and that way you might be in with a bit of a shout out for one or two prizes tonight. So we'll see who are in the questions One of them was from Michael Feeney. So Michael, you're going to win something, mate. So whatever you do, I'm going to read your question out, and you will get a prize. So if you contact us at, I need to put that up here, mcfcfantv@gmail.com, even though I think we speak to you somewhere. But mcfcfantv@gmail.com, mate. Contact us. You're going to get a prize, and we'll send that to you. It'll be Man City memorabilia. We've got all sorts from leather strap key rings to mugs and key ring sets to a Man City crest wallet to a signature ball through to a Man City mod crest scarf. So
and a couple of sides.
Well, the question tonight is the media and the quadruple. It was Chelsea 10 years ago because they had the best squad, and now it's us. Totally agree with what Chris and the others have said tonight, or said the other night with the league for me all day long. But I think the media want us to fail. What is your idea or opinions? Do the media want us to fail? And should it be the Premier League or the Champions League? I'm going to come very quickly. Question very briefly. Kurt?
Well, yeah, I watched a YouTube video and a bloke in the comment made a really poignant point that I thought was brilliant. He said, how are you talking about a quadruple when we've won nothing already? The way it should work is you win one trophy, then they talk about a double. You win 2 trophies, then you talk about a treble. You win 3 trophies, then they talk about the quad. You don't go from winning nothing to talking about a quadruple. It's just ridiculous. That's all I got to say. I thought that comment that I saw was just brilliant. And yeah, it should be. We haven't won nothing yet. So what are people talking about? We're in 4 competitions. That's it. We've been in 4 competitions every year, pretty much for the last 5 to 8 years. We don't always win more than 2 trophies. It's only happened once. So
yeah, it's a fair point. It's a fair point. We've won nothing yet. Tom?
Yeah, I'm the same, really. You know, you have to take every game. You know, that's what they're doing this season. You know, they're taking every game at a time. You know, we'd beat Mönchengladbach, and the next thing on their mind was the FA Cup game tomorrow against Everton. So, you know, just take every game as a time, and every game is another chance close to silverware. So just keep taking it step by step, and let's keep all our options open, because that is the best way to do so anyway.
Chris?
Yeah, I want us to win the league, and anything else, mate, that follows is a bonus, really. That's the way I look at it. I think what Kurt said's absolutely spot on. You know, there's no point in getting ahead of yourselves. You know, we saw last season we played Arsenal in that cup semi-final and had a bad day, and they deserved to beat us. And really, throughout, and it wasn't City's greatest season, but Arsenal weren't a great team last season either, and we should have beat them on form. That could happen against Everton tomorrow. It could happen against Borussia Dortmund. You know, we could have a one-off game where we play badly, and that means that this talk of a quadruple's over. I don't like the talk of it. I think it's a bit. It's not. I don't think that's the way City fans are in general.
You don't see any City fans saying we'll win the quadruple. Anyway, on to Martin.
Who was the tool who mentioned the quad? I have no idea what he was.
You.
I remember
the one
that
in the
pretty
middle.
well.
Yeah, me and Kurt were on it, weren't we?
Brilliant. It's come out of nowhere, didn't it?
But for 2, ask Andy for like 2 months earlier. I was like, we're shit. We're not.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna win the quad. The league. Mate, you know me on it. League all day long. I'm not gonna start my big rant on Champions League and the biasness and everything else that goes with that. What an absolute money spinning, mind boggling competition that is. You know, you can win a competition, finish 30 odd bloody points behind the actual champions of the country, but you're the best in Europe. Mind boggling. League all day long, but yeah, I honestly do think we're going to win the quad. I'm sticking by it. I said it. I can't back down now. Yeah, that's my thoughts on it.
Okay, there is going to be a question which I'll come back to here. Ivor's asked the question, but I'll go to Ross on the Champions League stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kurt, that comment that Kurt's seen, I've seen a similar one as well, and I totally agree. And being that always in the back of my mind, typical City, I'll take it a trophy at a time, please, because as we saw in the not too distant past in the derby, you can have one of them games. We can pick the wrong team, we can set up wrong, and so if I had a choice now, we've got to win the first one, which is either the league or the Carabao Cup. They're the ones we need to knock off first, and then go for it. And then if we get the Champions League, brilliant. But I would much prefer to do if I could have a choice, I'd do the domestic treble and then take that, because I just have got a real association with the FA Cup and the League Cup. Being a kid, always thinking that was potentially the only thing City would ever win. So I want to win them every year.
Nice one. All right. Well, I'll take you off. I'll take you off because you've answered, you have answered, and you have answered. And I'll come back to Alan. Alan, what are your thoughts on that question?
Everton. Yeah, we've got one game at a time. As Pep would answer, Everton.
Yeah,
we just need to win. We just need to win 4 more games. That's it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think we have to just, as City fans, we need to just consistently just go for what Pep does, and that is the next game, which tomorrow is Everton. And if you haven't seen the preview, go over with Cameron from the Mighty Blues, and we need to just go one match at a time. And I'm all for that. I don't care. I've said it. As long as we win the Premier League, I'm more than happy. If we win a double, I think it'd be a good season. If we were to win a treble, I think it'd be an amazing season. A quadruple, way beyond my thoughts right now. Mine is just, let's secure the points to make sure we secured the Premier League again, and win it back after last year's disappointment with Liverpool winning it. And that would be phenomenal. The Carabao Cup final, you'd have to be disappointed if we don't win it. So we're in the final. It's a competition we've always done well in. But the FA Cup and the Champions League, who knows what's going to happen with those? We're already in the final of the Carabao. So for me, we're in a good position for the Premier League. And I'd be disappointed if we didn't win it from here. And if we won the Carabao Cup and we won a double, I'd be happy. But I still think we could go one more this season and win another treble. Do I think we could win the quadruple? No. And I've said it. I think the Champions League again will be our Achilles heel. I just do. But I do think we could still win a domestic treble. And for me, I'd be more than happy with that.
I get the opposition fans here in Melbourne, Chelsea fans, United fans, Liverpool fans, all saying to me that if we don't win the Champions League, it's a failure season. And I just start laughing. It's
garbage.
Exactly.
It's nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense.
Exactly.
If we did the Champions League, that'd be a disappointment. That'd be a failure. What if we were to win a double or a treble? I don't remember doubles and trebles by Arsenal and United. When did Liverpool win the Premier League and another trophy? Just remind me, when was the last time Liverpool won the Premier League and another domestic trophy? Going back to when I was a teenager, probably in the early 80s.
Yep.
So it's garbage. It's absolute nonsense. So for us to have already won a domestic treble, the first time ever, if we were to win another double and a treble, domestic treble, it'd be a phenomenal achievement. Quadruple is like, it takes us to another league, doesn't it, at the end of the day? But let's bring back the guys. Let's see. Sorry. You've just been on, Alan, so I'll remove you from there. Right. Let me just see. I've got a question. Let me just message Alan. Sorry, I just needed to message Alan there.
What was it? Oh, Andy, you've sent it me by mistake. Please put your clothes back on. I think he's all right.
Oh, was it you? I do apologise. There was another question, but it was. Let me just see who it was.
Ivor, I think.
Was it? Oh, yes, it was. Ivor's question. Now, let me go back to it because obviously there's been a big jump in the questions. Now, it might be controversial, and it's one I probably might not get involved in. And probably one was my earlier question too controversial. So, we'll take controversial questions on here. That's absolutely fine. Here we go. This was it. Today, various city aggregator linked us with 7 players. 7. Pathetic. I don't know who the aggregator was or whatever. I'm assuming you're talking about social media there on there. Do we get linked with every man and his dog, Kurt?
Do every club looking to sell a player say that Man City's interested to try and drive up a price? Yeah, it's just logical. It happens with every club that has money.
Tom, who are these 7 players? Could you name the 7 players who they might be?
I've got no idea.
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
No,
Haaland must be one.
Haaland,
Felix,
Grealish.
Grealish.
Yeah.
Today, I saw that City were favourites for Grealish, weren't we?
David Alaba will probably be in there. Apart from that, I've got no idea, to be honest.
Gordon, Jimmy Grimble.
Yeah.
Danny Ings.
Danny Ings.
No, that was just Ross.
All right.
Jamie Vardy.
Yeah.
Martin, can you see us signing 7 players this summer?
No, and that's coming from me.
What about Zlatan? He's old. We're not going to sign Zlatan.
Don't make me go.
John, Isco's definitely got to be one of them. Absolutely.
Yeah. Declan Rice, that was another one.
Oh yeah, Declan
Rice.
Isco. Yeah. Oh, that Man City legend. 10-year contract. He's been
hang on a minute. Was it Declan Rice or Rice Krispies? I can't.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll just text on Hutchinson.
What's he put on here?
I thought it were Cocoa Pop. I thought it were Cocoa Pop.
I have no idea. I'm trying to just read out some comments here.
Lukaku.
Oh, what? Not again. Lukaku.
Yeah, he'll be like this.
Well, there you go. Lukaku, please. No, there you go.
Messi.
Yeah. Oh, no, there you go. We know who it is. Ronnie Beaver says Martin's still after Koulibaly.
No, that's gone.
Now, Koulibaly, the deal went with Koulibaly once Martin said he wanted a fee, you know?
Chris, can you do me a favour? I'm going to come to you and ask you your best comment of the night. So I'm going to give you a second, and you can come off screen if you want to and have a look or do whatever. Your best comment of tonight. And that will be I don't know whether he paused there and went off or whether he froze. I don't know whether he was
stuck in position, wasn't he?
He might have stuck because I'm going to bring Alan back in.
He looks like he's gone off the ball.
Yeah, I think he might have gone. We're looking for the best comment, funniest comment of tonight.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we've got Michael Feeney. Michael Feeney, you've won a prize that will be on your way, and there is another one for Sean Fogarty.
Hey.
For the question. So Sean Fogarty, you've won a prize tonight as well. So
well,
thank you for that. We need the best comment for tonight to win another prize. So any ideas? What's the best question, best comment, anything? I'm gonna leave it to you guys. If I'm honest.
For me it's gonna be one that's about Alan. So I'm just looking for.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
Alan.
what we'll do is tomorrow is I'll leave it to the guys to go through all of the comments. They can vote. The 6 of them can vote on who they thought was the best comment of the night, funniest comment, etc. That person will get a prize. And tomorrow, what I'll do on the community chat, I will post the winners of the prizes. So there'll be 3 prizes, and if you could just get in touch with us at mcfcfantv@gmail.com or mcfcfantv@gmail.com, The email's in the description below. And give us your address. We'll get those posted out next week for you. So really do appreciate it. Right. Any other business before we go? I want to say a massive thank you, guys.
Do I get the prize?
I saw it, then I thought that Kurt gets it for that one.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was about the trophies. It was about the trophies. I was saying it's like my dating life. I'll take any I can get. You know what I mean? I'll take any, man. I ain't fussy.
Actually, that's quite good. Maybe you're in with a shout with that one.
I'm front runner at least.
No, so you and Alan have got something in common on your dating life, then.
You're up there. You're up there.
Alan's face. And
the only difference is I'm stuck in lockdown and he can go about. So you know, what I mean, he's got the advantage on me there.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go round the room. You've got, off the top of your head, one question you can ask before I come to the final question, which will be another prize. So, remind me, Ross, remind me, in case I forget. Kurt, one question to any of us. Very quick fire before we go.
What, to just one person in particular?
Any. Well,
I was just going to ask, is anyone's standout performance, not necessarily result, but performance this season, rather?
Well, you'll have to ask another because that was Sean's question.
I'm stealing.
You can ask it. That was Sean's.
No, it's fine. I'll think of another.
No.
Someone else first.
No. That's Sean's. I was going to ask that for Sean. Best question. Best performance under Pep this year. So, Tom?
I would have to say Liverpool away.
Martin?
Yeah, Liverpool away.
Ross?
Yeah, without a doubt to do that there. Amazing.
Alan?
I was toss-up between Liverpool away and...
Tossing? What? What was that?
And Otamendi signing his contract at Benfica.
Oh, what?
You're an absolute...
That's just mean and rude. Unnecessary.
Yeah. The general.
Remember that slice he got at Old Trafford? Great finish. Totally missed it.
I had a glass of champagne when he signed it at Benfica. Trust me, I did.
Oh, that's disgraceful. That's disgraceful. Sorry,
I don't know what's worse, the tossing or Otamendi comment.
Mine would have been Liverpool as well, but a special shout out to that West Brom game because I really enjoyed that game of footy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cancelo's got a beauty.
Yeah,
Alan and Ross have just sent you a message. If you can reply back to me, Chris.
Yeah, it's got to be the Liverpool game, but yeah, in terms of performance, it has to be the West Brom game as well. But
it was
winning at Anfield, we should never sniff at winning at Anfield ever.
No, we shouldn't. It was a great result. I've renamed Alan the Stimulator.
No, I reckon we call him Roger. Roger from now on.
Charlie says Otamendi signed for that City in that shirt you're wearing, Alan. There you go.
Wasn't that size though, Andy?
No, it definitely wasn't that size. Right, on to Martin. Quick question for everyone.
Mine's not a question, more of a statement because I don't know what else to do this.
Always one.
I've got a public apology to make to a player. I'm going to do something, even though Mr. Baker will never do it. I'll do mine. I have an apology to make to Oleg Zinchenko, who has proved me wrong this year, who I've slated for 12 months, maybe a bit longer.
12?
All right, wasn't that long. Calm down. Yeah, he's proved me wrong. And I just want to say apologies. So, Zinky, I know you're watching. You watch all the time, mate. I do apologise.
Oh, that says something, doesn't it? Right, Ross, quick one.
Who has got the best haircut in the Man City squad?
Pep Guardiola.
Oh. Go on then, Kurt.
I was going to say Fernandinho, but Martin stole my thunder, so I'll just go with Johnny Stones.
Okay, Tom.
Joao Cancelo.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You're so predictable. Martin. No, not Martin's not got it, but your answer.
My hair's grown since the last time I was on. If you remember,
It was, yeah.
You've died, haven't you, as well, Martin?
Alan sent him some hair dye.
Yeah.
hang on.
Hashtag JFM.
Ross has got an excuse. He's got a little lad. What's your excuse for having a teddy bear up there, you?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
It's called Joao as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Go on the answer.
Ruben Diaz.
Diaz. Alan.
Are you having an haircut?
He's having a haircut.
Yeah, he's having a cut.
I was just about to do it then. Go on.
Are we sponsored by Manscaped?
Come on.
Yeah, we are. Silver.
Bernardo.
Yeah.
Chris.
It's got to be Nathan Ake.
Who?
Oh, gotta be.
What a beautiful man. What a beautiful
I
man.
haven't seen him in so long. I forgot he played for us.
I'm with Chris on that one. It's got to be Nathan Ake. Got the best haircut going. Yeah.
We signed him.
Hey, less of it. He'll be getting binned off there.
We have forgot Foden and his Tony haircut.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's appalling. Phil needs
it needs to be in the Arndale Centre, walking around with his trainers and his tracksuit on. His shell suit.
He's
he really needs to have. He really needs to have a word with himself. That hair is
terrible. Yeah,
awful.
Hey, I love him.
He could have an asthma on his ankle, couldn't he? Really, let's be honest.
Terrible. Come on.
Imagine
he's only a baby, but I mean, he could still have a bit of a.
Imagine people trying to copy his haircut as well. What a bunch of tools they are as well. You know those people that try and copy him.
Don't upset people on here. Oh
no, I'm talking about myself because I tried to replicate it.
I know you did. That's why you wear a hat. Right. Right. Chris. We'll have one more question before we go to the Chris.
Okay, I'll go for a Ross style question. Wands or rabbits?
Over to you, mate. Whoever you want to.
Well, I'll go to the experience one first, Alan.
I'll have rabbit because it's got teeth like me.
Ross,
what was the other choice? What was the other choice?
A wand, mate.
A wand. Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna go piff paff puff and have a wand.
Okay. Martin.
This is turned into like fucking blown.
Piff paff puff.
Yeah, you won't be born, mate. It was on a.
It's very nice, Ross. It's very nice. It's very nice.
I've got.
Look him up, Tom. It was a magician who used to be on the telly.
I've got to plug a one.
There you go. Rampant Rabbit says Ivor. He was Ivor's Blue Rabbit. But anyway, listen. Final question, and this is not for these guys. It's a question for everyone here. If you want to win something. Who was that? Was that Tom?
It's my seat. It's my seat.
Was that your chair?
Yeah,
he leaned back a bit too much.
It was Alan's soul inflated.
Get it back in your tractor. Terrible, that. Right, we've got Michael Feeney. Michael Feeney tonight has won a prize. So, Michael, mcfcfantv.com. Send us your address. We'll get something in the post to you. Sean Fogarty, you've won a prize for that question that Kurt asked before. So, good minds think alike. That was Sean's question. We've got one other question for tonight from, not for you guys, but for everyone in the comments. If you want to win the final prize for tonight, it is, you have got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. I'm warning you now, 20 seconds, and anything after that when I post, I'm going to post go, and then I'm going to post stop. All right? So I'm going to post go, then I'm going to post stop. Anything after the 20 seconds, you're not in it. When I press go, the question starts then. And it is, how many Man City shirts tonight has Ross worn? Go.
180.
Great show.
I'm going to press stop in about 10 seconds, and then that's it. So if you haven't posted a number, you're not in it. And if somebody gets it right, you're in it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Has anybody guessed?
Oh, they're coming through, mate.
Oh, they're going to come through? Right, okay. So I've pressed, and it's going to be the first person who answers the correct answer. Let's see. Where was go? I'm trying to find go. There it was. Paul Jefferson says 6. BHE says 5. SOS 3. Blue Moon 1. BHE says 4. Ronnie reckons it's 12. Carl thinks it's 5. Leonard thinks it's 3. Abdallah thinks it's 4. Jean Cartier says 4. Blue Moon thinks it's 5. Scott thinks it's 5. Linny thinks it's 3. Abdallah 5. Paul Jefferson 6. Charlie Everett 5. Ocean Rays 23. Yeah. Ron is more interested in the rabbits. Dan Wayne thinks 3. Sean thinks 5. Alex thinks 4. Right, where Channer thinks 3. There you go. So I don't know. It's over to Ross, and then I'll pick whoever is the first person to post. So I'm going to put that on the go there, so I know where I'm starting. So Ross, how many City shirts have you worn tonight on Man City Fan TV's first anniversary of the Friday Night Social?
Started with this one.
That's the classic 125.
Yeah. Then we move to
David Silva. That's 2. Oh, last year's 3.
So 3. One of my personal favourites.
Oh yeah, the old brother one. That's 4.
And the one I'm wearing now with Kun Aguero when he was 16.
I like that shirt. I like that shirt. So the answer is 5. So who was the one with 5 after? It was Carl Buxton. Carl Buxton, mate, you've won the prize. So Carl, if you send us an email at mcfcfantv@gmail.com, you can find it in the description below. You've won the prize for that. So well done, buddy. There's a prize coming over to you, Michael and Sean, for tonight. So I appreciate everybody for all of the comments. And anybody got any final comments before we go? We've run over by about 20 minutes than what we were going to do, but it is one of those. Send me one of those, says, was it Chanherb? Oh, yeah. One of those. I don't know what that is. A brilliant show. Brilliant stream, lads. Thank you. Boo, it's a fix. Corrupt like UEFA. You always get this with prize things, don't you? We give everybody the same opportunity. Actually, I think we only had three or 4 right answers out of all of them. So even
down the rig road,
even Tom Hudson was trying to get in here like that. Got it wrong.
I was after the stop button, so that's why I thought I put the wrong answer. I thought we were including the ones before we put that one on, so that's why.
Oh yeah, of course you were. Anyway, Listen, final thoughts. I want to say a massive, massive thank you to everybody. It's really appreciated. The Friday Night Social was literally going to be what we thought back then, a year ago, was going to be for a couple of months in lockdown, this new lockdown thing that we were going to go into. And I decided to put something together and get guys involved in it that was going to be more of a pub chat, you know, what it's like in the pub with your mates, have a laugh, have a this, that, and the other, talk about football. It turned out to be 1 year later, we're still doing it, and it seems to be everybody's favourite show, and everybody loves it. So thank you. Well, maybe not everyone, but thank you everybody for the last year. I know it's been hard, and I want to say a big shout out to the people who have emailed us as well. We've had lots and lots of emails over the last 12 months of people just telling us a little bit about themselves and things that are going on in their life under lockdown, and thanking us and looking forward to the Friday Night Social. It's their one event of the week that they just can forget things. And I'm not trying to big the channel up on that. And it's not about us, it's about them. And if we've done something that has helped people over the last 12 months, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And don't forget, it's helped us as well, because we're in the same position. We are all in the same position. So it's been brilliant for us to catch up with everybody and chat to different people, guests, and some of the guests who couldn't come on tonight, who sadly couldn't for whatever reason, because of timings and things like that. But there's been loads of other people that have come on the channel of the FNS over the last 12 months. The likes of Carl, the Spencer, and Jim Whitley messaged me earlier this week about it and things like that. So I want to thank all of those people for coming on. Ryan, Cal, loads of people. It's been brilliant. And it's been brilliant that everyone has been, entertained or given an opportunity to say their piece about Man City on a Friday night. But Alan, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Just waving?
Happy birthday. I just want to say happy birthday to Spencer Pryor, who's 50 on Monday.
Oh, is he?
So he's a big 550 on Monday. So happy birthday, Spence.
Big happy birthday to Spencer Pryor.
Happy birthday.
He was nearly on tonight's show, but he couldn't make it. Martin?
I just want to say a big thank you for letting me come back on this evening. Won't go into it, but I'm going through a very difficult time right now, personally. But I just want to thank you. It's let me forget things 2.5 hours, and that's what this Friday Night Social does. It's amazing. And continue supporting it, guys. Get onto the Patreon, help the boys, and get your Friday night fix. But it's been really good for me. So thank you to Andy, Chris, and the other rabble for letting me come back on.
Oh, it's been great having you on, buddy. It's been great to have you back. Chris?
No, it's just been a massive part of lockdown for me, Andy. I don't think I've missed one.
No.
It's been important.
Never miss a game, Chris.
No, never miss a game, mate. Never. It's been special because not only have I got to know, the likes of Ross and Alan and Kurt, Tom, that other fella there.
Have another beer. Have another beer.
Yeah, well, I will. But don't worry about that. It's been such a wonderful thing, mate. I think, it's turned out, like you say, it was going to be a couple of months through that first bit of, we're going to be 2 months while we got through that initial bit, and it's gone on and on and on. And we're still here, waiting for this COVID shit to get out of the country, and it might be a little while yet. But yeah, it's been a wonderful experience. The people who come on in the comments, so funny, and they make it what it is, So thanks very much for everyone who's joined us, and hit that like button if you haven't already, you twats.
Wouldn't that be nice? I very much doubt it. Charlie says, when can I become a patron? Next week, Charlie. Next week, buddy. It'll all be set up, and we'll let everybody know. Chano says, Big up, Martin. Wish you the best, brother. There you go. I put it up there. Chris Baker, you're always our pal. I can't stand the rest of them. We know that. He don't tell me that when I'm talking to him daily. Cheeky.
He was dead nice to me as well. What's all that about?
I know.
You got listen,
yeah.
If you don't know any Dogs to More songs, then you're nothing in either's eyes.
Alan.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone on the channel, going through 12 months on lockdown. When you live on your own, it's hard, and being stuck in here for 12 months, and the work's been tough, obviously, because I'm in recruitment, and it's been quiet. So it's kept me motivated, kept me going, took my mind off things, and for the people at home in Manchester, obviously, it's a good connecting with people from home. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Manc through and through. So just stay safe, everybody. And we've got a few more months to get through all this before the injections run. So just stay safe and do the right things.
Nice one, Kurt.
Pretty much echoing what everyone else has said. So it's great, even when you're not on it and you're just watching it on the comments, or if you can't catch it live, watching it back. It's great to see what the boys think and have a bit of a chin wag with everyone, and all the guys in the comments are just always awesome as always. We have a really good group of viewers here. They're, you know what I mean, they have their opinions like the rest of us, but everyone's so nice and friendly to each other. Everyone who comes in, so welcoming. It's just great. We've got the big game tomorrow, Everton. It's going to be a tough one. And, just looking forward to it. And I thanks Andy and everybody who gets involved and let me come on and talk about City, because that's what we're all here to do, really, talk about the club we love.
Thanks, Kurt. Tom?
Yeah, so, a year ago today we started this, and, we're on now. And for me personally, the last year has been quite tough. Obviously, when we started this lockdown, I wasn't able to see, obviously, my late granddad. I saw him deteriorate as time went on, and these Fridays, they got me through it, because, it was a tough time not being able to see him or anything like that. And then obviously when he did pass away, the Friday night socials and you guys were here to sort of get me through that also. So, it's been on a personal note, a good thing for me, because I've been able to sort of just take my mind away from stress and other things, and being able to obviously, enjoy it with you guys. So, it's been great. And, the Friday night socials, if I can say it, Friday night socials are a great thing. And, but the TNT is catching up. So please don't just tune into the FNS. Make sure you check out TNT on a Thursday. It's also very important.
Yeah.
Is that on Channel 5, Tom?
Yes.
TNT Nitros, mate. It's the Monday Night Wars.
It's on Yorkshire Radio as well, Alan.
Yorkshire.
I think I might come on the Friday night social one day. Watch the world fall to bits around me. Well, no, not the world. This channel will fall to bits around you. Absolutely.
Andy, you have that Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
Next week, Tom's going to do Pimp My Tractor. Just to get that.
He's even got hashtag TNT there. The Friday Night Social has beaten that virus. Hashtag let's have it. Scott Williams says, Ivan, not sure they're ready for that yet. Aren't the sleeping pills kicking in yet? That's dedication, says Chris. One thing about us Blues, we are tough fighters, absolutely. I'm going to leave Tom is a top lad, says Linny. Ross.
Yeah, what everyone's mentioned, I'd echo it all. I mean, it's amazing. Like Martin, going through a bit of a tough time back in the UK, and it's just great. This was a real release for me, and I count all you guys as friends, and all the people who come on, even like someone asking about my dad. It was Andy Blue Moon today. Just a real, and I think, people go on about football clubs. We are the original family club in my eyes, because we've been through it and we stick together. And it's good when we have the banter and we disagree, but then we get over it and we're all friends. And Alan, I'm just going to inundate you with text messages today, just non-stop. So probably turn your phone off. Mate. No, but it's great, guys, to come on, and the work you do behind the scenes as well. For the guys who don't know, these boys put a lot of hard work in behind the scenes to get things like this going. So, it's I've got it easy. I come on and talk about the club that I love, and also it gives me a switch off from real life, if you like. So yeah, awesome guys. City till we die.
Absolutely. Well, we'll end on this one, the Magnificent Seven. There you go, from Alec Johnson. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. This is Kurt, Tom, Martin, Ross, Alan, Chris. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody in the comments. We've had, I don't know what it was, I didn't even look, but I think it was about 130, 140 at one point in the comments. Rabbits are out, rabbit, Alan. But this channel, this channel as always wouldn't be the channel it is without the guests, the presenters, but more importantly, you guys who are commenting as well in the comments and join us on our videos or live vlogs or streams or whatever, watch-alongs, because otherwise we'd just be doing it for ourselves. And we do it for you guys. We're not a Mark Goldbridge. We don't do it for money. We have our own lives and our own businesses and everything else. This is all about Man City, and we like to talk about City and football and things like that. And we may not always get it right, but we try our best and we try to entertain you, which we have hopefully done in the last 12 months for the Friday Night Social. So this is the first anniversary. So guys, I want to say a massive thank you, not only to all of you guys for coming on tonight and giving us your thoughts, but to all the other previous guests and people who are not here any longer. I don't mean they've gone. I mean, they're still alive, but they couldn't make it tonight to come on. So it's thanks to those people as well and everyone in the comments. So guys, take care. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and that way you'll be notified when we're going live or there's a new video on the channel. But yeah, it's a 1-year anniversary of the Friday Night Social, and long may it continue. Don't forget, check out Tom's Thursday night, Tom, TNT last night, and also today I posted the Everton preview with Cameron from the Mighty Blues, and he always talks a lot of sense. So finally, let's just go back to some comments. Subscribe, guys. Amazing show. Thanks, guys, says Mingy Wong. Bye, Chris. Take care, Martin. See you, Charlie. Take care, mate. 2-year anniversary incoming. Well, let's see. Like City, let's take one game at a time, and we'll see if we're here in 2 years' time. I'll be a year older. Well, 2 years older. Night, guys. Keep safe, and hopefully a semi-final coming soon. Great stream, been brilliant. Thank you very much. Great having Martin, says Henry. Great having Martin in, says Henry. Sorry, apologise. Brilliant show. I know I am. I sure I am. I'm City till I die. But anyway, take care. See you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's great. City!